you guys want. And I hope this inspires you. So guys, I'm using 20 gauge wire and copper, and I am just gonna go ahead and cut a ruler length. It's plenty enough for what we're doing, okay? So I'm using 99.9% copper wire now, okay? By the way, I've gotten a bunch of new wire in. I'm really excited because boy, are we going to get into some fun wire stuff for the holidays here. I have some great projects I'm thinking about for you guys. So anyway, let's get to it, right? We cut a 20 gauge ruler length piece of wire. You want to use a 22 gauge. I think you can work it out with 22. I also think you can use a 24 gauge. If you use a 24 gauge though, you're probably going to want to cut about probably 16 to 18 inches. So cut a little bit more. You'll need a little bit more wire, and it will be a little flimsier, you know, but that's okay because it'll still hold its shape. And you might want to, you know, go for that look. Okay. And also cut your length according to how many wraps. Now I did a clean wrap underneath them at both of my sections here. And then on the top over it, I did more of a messy wrap. I wanted a chunky wrap just to kind of keep in balance with what I have going on here. I just want it to be balanced out because as you can see, I've kind of got, you know, we've got, a, you know, like the focals on the top and the bottom. And then we have this beautiful, kind of like almost a marquee shape in the center, or rather a teardrop, right? And I just wanted some fatter wire wraps to kind of keep in balance with this design. That's all I did. So friends, let's get to it. Like I said, you're gonna need 20 of your 4mm reds, 5 of the 4mm bronze clear, and then we'll just use one of our Czech glass. We're gonna use one of the 8mm, a head pin. I have a flathead head pin. If you've got a ball end, it's whatever works for you, and an ear wire. So to get started, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and put my head pin on my Czech glass bead here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go right on top of that bead and bend my wire. And I'm gonna do a wire wrap here, and so that I can slide it right on my wire. And I'm gonna use the smallest on my 6-step pliers here. And so I'm just gonna do a simple wire wrap here, guys, okay? You can do just about any kind of a wrap you want. I'm really not thinking about doing a clean wrap here. You know, I did 3 wraps on the other one too. They didn't turn out too bad, but whether they're messy or not, it's just, it's up to you guys. Whatever you're feeling, whatever your vibe is. And then I'm gonna tuck that in. And so we're wire wrapping this first, guys, obviously because we want to have it in the center here, right? So that's why we are doing that. So once we wire wrap this, we're gonna slip this right on the wire and be good to go. Okay, so we've got one side done. Okay, so I've got my Czech glass I've got strung on there on my wire, and I've got 5 red, bronze, 5 red, and then a bronze. We're gonna do exactly the same thing on the other side, and I'm actually going to bend up my wire there just to keep those guys somewhat from falling off. And we'll do the same thing over here. Same pattern, simple pattern. One, two, three, four, 5. Okay, so there I've got my 5 there. Excuse me, guys. And then we'll finish it off with the browns on the side. Sorry, guys, I forgot to turn my phone off. And so this is what we have. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, guys, is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull you up just a little bit. I'll keep you down though. But I'm gonna pull you up just a little bit so you can really see what I'm doing. So all you're gonna do, guys, is you're gonna kind of just take your wire, right? I just want you to make sure you can see both of my ends here. Okay, and you're gonna kind of just try to find your center, okay, best you can. And then we're gonna kind of just pull these wires. Once we kind of find the center, we're gonna kind of just pull them like this to where they're kind of crossing over. Okay, just like that. And then what I'm doing, guys, is I want you to see this here. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're kind of trying to make a teardrop. So now I am kind of holding my wire right here at the top of those bronze beads, right? And now this is where I can kind of shape before I tighten this up. And then I want to kind of, you know, work it out just a little bit. And then I'm going to match it up to see if it is going in theme with the other side, matching up as best as I can, and I think it looks pretty good. Okay, and so you see now how we were crisscross on the top? So we're going to take this wire here that's at the top, and we're just going to leave him alone for the moment. We are now going to go ahead and take where we have this crossed at the top here. We are going to hold the base of our teardrop that we just made. If I can keep everything from moving around. Okay, let me get myself back organized. We're going to hold that teardrop, guys. And then I'm taking this wire here that's going over, and this one is under. That's going straight up. So this is going over, and I'm going to kind of wrap it, go like this, wrap it around once, just to kind of anchor that, and I'm going to let this hang out. We'll worry about this in a minute, okay? Now we have our top wire here that's going straight up. And what I want to do is make sure that I'm, you know, kind of straightened out. You know, your wire's going to want to move on you. So I'm just kind of fiddling with it, making sure it's kind of the shape that I'm looking for. And also that I've got, it's not too tight to where this can kind of freely dangle down here. You don't want it too tight. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the accent bead. So we'll put our Jasper. And then I'll go ahead and put another one of these 4mm in the bronze clear up on the top here. Those will be our accent beads up on the top. And now what we're going to do, guys, is we'll just do again, a simple wire wrapping loop. So easy. So easy, guys. Okay, so we will just go ahead and put our chain nose right above that bead, and we'll bend that wire. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to wrap that wire up and around, move my pliers away, push this wire to the back. And now what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to wire wrap to fill that gap, and I'm going to do clean wraps on the bottom. And then I'm going to follow it up with messy wraps on the top, just to fill this gap up here. Let me move him out of my way. Okay, so I've got my 3 wraps there. Okay, and now I'm just going to go back around on top of it towards my plier and lay my wraps going up towards the plier, and not terribly worried that they're clean or messy. And all I'm worrying about there, guys, is that I'm pretty much trying to just match up what I did on the other side there. Okay, and looks good to me. We'll go ahead and trim the excess. We can tuck that in. And now we'll go down here to this one. And same thing, guys, is we will hold the top component like before we were holding the bottom. So now we'll hold the top, and we're just gonna go ahead and we're going, you can hold, any way you can get a hold to, it doesn't matter. We're just gonna fill in this gap with some messy wraps. And I'm just kind of going around like you just saw me, about 2 to 3 rotations. And then again, just making sure that it's kind of matching up with the other side. And then we'll go ahead and clip the excess. We'll tuck that in. Let me get another pair of pliers. Where are you? There you are. Okay, and then we'll go in here and just make sure that our loop is nice and straight. Everything looks the way we want it to look. And simple Simon, guys. Simple Simon. So easy. And I've already opened up my ear wire. And all we have to do is pop this on our ear wire, close that up, and voila. We have made a beautiful pair of earrings that I believe are worthy of the holiday season. Oh my goodness. And again, if your loop, you know, is a little bit lopsided, this is such an easy fix, guys. I'm going to keep it on the mat while I do this. So you just hold the loop here. If you're a beginner, all you do is hold your loop, that top loop we did on the wire wrap there, and we're going to hold that as I hold the top of the ear wire, right? And then I'll just move this bottom, just wire, to where I have that to where it's straight. It's facing straight. And I think we got it. So let me pull you guys up. I'm gonna get you organized here again. And then let me pull you way down and show you what we have. There's our earrings. Aren't those pretty, guys? I hope you guys are inspired, and I hope you guys are enjoying. I'm so happy. I love, love, love this. I think they're so fun and so festive. They dangle so pretty. And what a darling color palette. Just a seasonless color palette, guys. I love, love, love these. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm so glad that you guys are back on the mat with me, and I am inspiring you, I hope, anyway. And such a super simple component, right? You guys can absolutely make this your own. Just get your wire out. Like I said, I use 20 gauge, use some 22, 18, 24. You've got a little wiggle room there. Make this your own. If you want to add multiple dangles, you certainly could. If you want to make this bigger, if you want to make it rounder, more pointy, just a really fun idea for a simple but yet looks very complicated. Well, it looks professional, and it looks harder than what it really is, right? Anyways, my friends, I'm so glad to be back on the mat. Thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you're inspired and will give this easy technique a try and make some beautiful earrings with whatever you have in your stash. Until next time, friends, be blessed.